Hello, hello. God bless you for tuning in this morning or today. The title of my message is Have the Ability to See. The ability to perceive. In the book of Exodus chapter 2, open the book of Exodus chapter 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi and took a wife, a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. When she saw he was a goodly child, how do you perceive your life? How? Perception is key. How you see things is key. This woman gave birth to a child. There were other children born that year. There were other children born the same month. There were other children born the same day. But this woman saw something about his child and said that even though Pharaoh had made a decree that every son ought to die, she purposed in her heart that as for my son, he will not die. I don't know what God has given you that the enemy wants to take away from you. But you have to make up your mind that I will not allow the enemy to take that which God has given me. There are two people you have to watch. Two people you have to watch in life. Those that are operating with the spirit of Pharaoh and those that are operating with the spirit of Herod. Everybody that has the spirit of Pharaoh and the spirit of Herod, all that they want to do is to assassinate and to destroy. Let's look at it again. He says, and there went out a man of the house of Levi and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that the son was goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrush and daubed it with slime and with pitch and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flax by the river's bank. And his sister stood afar off to wait what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flax, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept, and she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Verse 7, then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to him or to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child? Now I really want us to look at the word when she gave birth and she saw. And she saw. This woman perceived. This woman knew that everybody's son was being killed. But she saw something that nobody saw. I believe that this woman even saw something that the husband didn't see in this son. But this woman was able to buy into the mind of God and to see what his son or her son was able to become. She perceived that the son was going to be a leader. She perceived that the son was going to be a deliverer. She perceived that the son was going to be a great man. Now Moses, even though it was not the name that the mother gave him, it was Pharaoh's daughter who gave him the name Moses. But even though she gave him the name Moses, that name became a name that the children of Israel responded to. It became a name that God himself responded to. Moses became the deliverer he stood between the children of Israel and God. Moses became a mediator. And so the Bible says that this woman had the ability to see. And she said in her heart, I will not allow anything to happen to my child. And so whatever she did, I believe that God granted the woman wisdom. Now, when you have the ability to see without wisdom, you are going nowhere. You have to have wisdom, so that when God shows you what he wants you to see, you will have the wisdom enough to protect what God has given you. Archbishop Duncan Williams said something, and it really blessed my heart. And I want to quote exactly what he said. He says, evil is not satisfied until it destroys the good. Evil is never satisfied until it destroys the good. And so this man who rose up, a Pharaoh, rose up and said, every son, every male child ought to be killed. But this woman said, well, if every woman is going to allow their children to be killed, minus mine, because I will do whatever I can do to protect that which God has given me. Now, after years had gone by, this same Moses was in with the prime ministers. He was sitting with the great men and eating. Little did they know that he was the one who was going to deliver the children of Israel. What has God given you that you are allowing the enemy to take away from you? Have you, or do you have the ability to see the greatness in your marriage, the greatness in your child, the greatness in yourself? Do you have what it takes? Do you have a good eye, the eye to see what you are made out of? Because if you don't have it, then forget it. It doesn't matter what God places in you. It doesn't matter what God gives you. It will slide. It will just go. The enemy will just take it away from you. But this woman purpose in her heart. It doesn't matter what kind of prediction that the enemy has predicted against every baby boy. As for mine, he's not going to die. This morning, I don't know what Jehovah has given you. Guard it with prayer. Guard it. Let wisdom. I want you to ask God for wisdom, because he says, if any lack wisdom, he should ask of the Father who giveth unto all men liberally and upbraideth not. You are looking for wisdom, ask God. He will give you the wisdom that you need. Now, Moses, I want to describe Moses. Moses was a powerful man. Moses was a mighty man. Moses was the one that stood between the children of Israel and God. Moses was the one that saw the back part of God. Who are you? Who do you think God created you to be? I believe that even Moses did not even know who he was. But his mother saw something beautiful in the life of Moses. And he says, my child will not die. What is the enemy trying to take away from you? He's trying very hard. But I want you to purpose in your heart, fix your mind that whatever God has given me, I will not allow the enemy to take away from me. Today, I know that some of you may be worried. You see your child going wayward. You see your marriage collapsing right in front of your eyes. You see that the business that God gave you is literally sliding out of your hands. But I want you to take courage, and I want you to know that if you can only ask God for wisdom, and you can only go to him for counsel, the Lord will give you what it takes to protect what he has given you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord watch over you. May God speak a word. I pray that even as I'm speaking, I know that God is speaking to you as well. Never give up. Never give up. Never, never give up. Because help is on the way. Help is on the way. I said before, greatness cannot be hidden. Greatness, listen to me very carefully. Greatness cannot be hidden. Greatness cannot be hidden. Even though Moses was great from his mother's womb, the Bible said God told Jeremiah, he said, Jeremiah, before you were blood of cloth in your mother's womb, I knew you and I ordained you as a prophet to the nations. May the Lord bless you. It shall be continued. God bless you for watching.